Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio tutorials. In this tutorials, we're going to look on a Daz Studio 4 Advanced, which will also cover the standard edition as well. So let's begin from first to look on the interface. We can start the Daz Studio 4 after installations by just double click on the icon, which will bring menu with plugins showing if you have any plugin. And again, this is with the Daz Studio for advanced beta, so not all plugins is available. And currently right here I want to show you we have one plugin, Animate 2, which is status is disabled. The status is disabled, we can click it's give it explanation because the evaluation is not already exceeded, but new one is not yet downloaded. So if we're going to update this, we have it there, our loaded status is enabled. So in this case, if we have it many plugins, you can easily see which one of them is enabled and what status of them as well. If you need it, you can go inside and register, or by clicking on an icon you can go ahead and purchase this plugin online. We will look on a plugin and how install in our future tutorials. So right here, just for the interface, I want to show you that in the beginning you will have this information windows. If you don't wish to see this windows afterwards, you can always click do not show this window again, and next time when you start your Daz Studio, the windows won't be displayed. However, you can still access this windows from inside the Daz Studio. Let's click OK for now, and we'll let the Daz Studio 4 load it. After Daz Studio is loaded, you'll notice first screen is come up. It is welcome and it's showing some easy video tutorials. So if you have any questions or you want how to fast start working in Daz Studio, you can always watch these tutorials. They will go in a very basic scheme, go over and set how to very fast set up your models. Here to access, you can click watch online tutorials. If you don't want to see the screen next time when you start, you can always check the box do not show this page and click OK. Next, what's happening, it's will preloading. By default, it's will loading the Genesis figure in yours Daz Studio. If you run for first time Studio, it will come and ask to change your layouts in a way you like it. The nice things about Daz Studio UI layout, you can create your own even if you want to program, and we'll look on this, but you also can preload it some already predefined and made for you layouts. To access them, we can preload our layouts. Let's go to Windows, Workspace, and we can click Select Layout. You'll notice right here we have different type layouts that come with the full service from beta. We also have a Hollywood Boulevard, which is very nice if you watch with the training videos. We also have a self-service or city limits. The different layouts you will notice where we have it sliding bars and other navigations like dropout. You can see how those bars layout, and we'll look on a little bit on code behind, see how they're done. So wherever you like it to select it. For me, I'm just go ahead and select one of them. Let's go with the Hollywood for now. We can click apply. You can see it's kind of blinking and changing. Here's just example. So if we change this, you can see our applied as well. Okay, let's click accept. So, and we preloaded different layout. Let's look very fast on what layout we have and what we can do. On the top, we have the drop down menus. And this is very standard for most applications if you run on an Apple or Macintosh. So right here we have our new scenery, open, merge with existence, save. You save as existence. You also can import, export, and those options we'll look in other tutorials. As well, we have it edit options for model working. We can create object directly from drop down menu or from our sliding menu as well. Tools, render options. We can connect to your account, which is actually very nice. You can connect to your card, your wish list, go directly to the Daz website and downloaded models from there if you not downloaded or browse and purchase. Also, you can modify a little bit those menus. Then also you can have it access to your art zone gallery. So if you render image, you can directly upload it there or preview your art zone. It's kind of very nice integrations. We also have it windows in a case where you look on a workspace and layout as well. You notice you can save your layout after you modify. So if you can pre-made your own, you can save it and access next time when you working in application. So we have the windows and we also have options to lock unlock or always on top. This is also when you can access by shortcut menus and you can preview Control U or Control L. Shortcuts keyboard can be modified in your options. In a help menu, it's where you actually can access a lot of information, video tours and everything. You also can, if you do advanced kind of with Daz, you can also integrate some of your content in the help menu right here. So for example, we'll go ahead and we will integrate with Geekatplay tutorials. Just put it somewhere right here, and we'll do this in more advanced of a UI layout. So we also now we have it tab access on top, and this is helping us with access as a workflow as you're going to create and work with your models. Like for example, first tab will help us with the actors wardrobe and props. So we can set up our actors, we can set up background, we can modify them, adjust. Next, we can work with pose and animations on our model, light cameras, and render. By clicking on these tabs, you will notice your layout is changed, and mostly the options on your left side tab will change as well. So you can access those properties. Okay, below this, we have a tool set, which is specifically related to the tab you're selecting for your actions. For example, you can see on pose, we have a little bit different. If we're going on light, we have a property for the lights as well for the render. As well, all this, our workspace is kind of changing. Is our tabs on the side is changed as well. To access these tabs, you can go over till you're highlighted. You can click to expand or click to collapse. You can do this also on both sides if it depends on your layout. The one thing interesting about these tabs, you will notice on the top right corner, you have it properties for the display. So if you click, you can actually modify these tabs. You can move them, you can group them, or you can close these tabs. And this has allowed you to fully customize your UI layout. Where do you want these tabs as layout or location on your application? Okay, so as example, we can go right now and click and it says move tab group to the dialog. So what is happening is make manual now, so we can remove it. This is actually very useful if you have a multi-screen monitor. So you can actually drag right now. I have it on a different screen. Move away on your secondary screen and increase workspace. Move all these options away from your screen and maximize workspace. Okay, so let's do this way. So right here, example, we're increasing. Also, let's go ahead. We also can move tabs separately. Just for example, my stuff tab, move it away from our collection to standalone tab. So in this case, you don't need tab around. You can just separate them as well. Okay, and also you can close this tab so it won't be visible anymore. You won't lose in this case any of your tabs. You can always access them from Windows, tabs, and from here you can actually go ahead and access to specifically tab you want to access by itself. Okay, so also other interesting things, you can kind of tag them or dock to specific areas. For example, right here we open and you'll notice we have it kind of icon look. So if we go up, you'll notice we have an orange line, or we can go to the side and we can dock them to specific areas. So let's say I want to put my stuff on top. So I going till it's orange, release. And right now you can see I have it, my tab of my stuff is actually sliding on the top. So I created the tag kind of setup on top. So I can totally customize my layout in a way I want it. So again, I can ungroup this if I want it. And the position other ways. You don't lose any of yours tabs, so you always can access them from tab and specific area right here. So you can go ahead and modify it and dock them to specific areas if you want it to realign. Anytime when you think you lost, you can always go to back to view workspace layout, and we can go ahead and restore to original. Same way, you can go here and you can also save your layout for your future use. Okay, so this is a little bit about customization, and we'll look when we start customizing, we kind of will work a little bit more with set up our own work area. So let's look the other options we have it. For example, when we extend, you'll notice we have it also horizontal tabs. We also have it some vertical tabs, which is related to specific the work tabs, the workflow tabs. So we can work, for example, my stuff, shaping, and surface colors. This way, we can access to more details with less use of the space. If you prefer as well, you can separate these tabs and creating just floating by itself if you access very often to specific properties. We beside the vertical, we also have a type of the grouping, presets, editor, or shader. For example, in this case, for the surfaces, so we can access the value by modifying selections buttons on the top. You also have a drop down for specific preset. Let's go like to my stuff example, and right here you'll notice we have all options, or we can access two specific areas, and if they have a sub section, so we can go and access this way as well. This is one way UI work. You will notice on the bottom we have a tips, info, and tags, and this is more will be related, and we'll look more how to work with the tags and tip and info. It's provide additional information for your selections. The tags and help you to search, so you can set up your own tag, like search keywords for specific item, and after to easy find, you can go ahead and type and it will find for you easy. For example, let's go tutorial, we'll just find, and now if we closing and we'll just search for tutorial, it will find it. So let's do again. So right here tutorial, and you can see it's find our image with tag. For me personally, it's very useful because when I work on specific design or models or whatever, I'm just going and set sometimes tags specifically to the selection I wanted, and when I type it, it will give me my selection of my items I work, so I can very easy to navigate and find them in a large collections of the items you may have it. Again, this is just a very fast overview. So next we also have a similar sliding in this layout, and in this particular layout, this is just parameters and presets for the models. Again, it's not necessary can be located here. It's based on the layout or customizations you may perform before. So if you want it, you can go ahead and kind of modify it, adjusting the library, and it will be different. But we will look on these tools and we'll look on all this in when we specifically start working on a model. So let's go ahead. The one more options I want to show you, it is For your perspective view or for the view, we also have it options to dock view controls and working with additional um, properties that we can view on our perspective view window. Okay, just before the last options, I want to show you inside the windows. You also have the options for the viewports. And the viewports is kind of more important when you work with different layout or adjusting. For example, right here we have a perspective view in a screen. Okay. We can switch this to apply it right on top, so you can have it front, left, and top view. You can also go ahead and modify to classic 4 view. Again, in a 4 view, you can readjust size of them. It's all depend on what type of work you're going and what you're doing, so you can easy access when you're modeling maybe something or apply it or change poses from different views. Again, your main work area can be modified in viewports depend on what type of work you're doing. Okay, so this is very fast overview. In the next tutorials we'll start looking more on the customizations and creating your own layout for workspace. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay.